I love Cantonese food, I love Chuchao food, I love food. And I think it's a big tradition, especially on so different region of China. And the food is so beautiful, Canton is so settled. The technique of Chuchao food, poach the goose certain time, the stock, they refresh the stock every day. It's all fascinated.
Is there something about that that inspires your own career as a chef? And what specifically fascinates you in the way you say it does?
Well, first the technique. You know, if you see the steaming, for Cantonese steam is crucial, you know, steaming dim sum, steaming seafood, steaming clams or whatever. So that's a technique. Chuchao is a different famous technique. The poaching the goose with the spice and the refreshing the stock, and the stock goes on and on and on. It's fascinating, you know, it's just amazing how the culture developed this kind of flavor and this kind of technique, you know.
Do the techniques, the flavors, the foods, does it tell you something about the people behind it?
Of course, it's a basic, is deepness of the culture. You can see, you know, Chinese have to develop so many techniques to cook so many kind of food. That's why there is a deep technique on Chinese food, you know. But Chinese, a bit like Italian, you put the chicken feet, the brain, the guts, and everything. That's culture, you know. Only few countries in the world can develop this culture. You know?
It's interesting to hear you speak about Chinese cuisine in such high terms as an haute cuisine, because many people abroad will see Chinese cuisine as cheap, ready-made, takeaway. Why do you think Chinese food has had that problem in communicating its value and story in other countries?
Well, I guess another point of Chinese cuisine, they know how to make it affordable. It's like Italian, we are famous for pizza because it's affordable food, you know. For example, French are more famous for gourmet cuisine. By Italian food, we have to, a bit like Chinese food, you need to fill up the stomach. So you think what to use and to fill up the stomach in an expensive way as well. So that's why maybe as Chinese or Italian, they see more as a family restaurant, inexpensive restaurant. That's the reason, I think.
China's had a very complex relationship with food. One of the great needs, which perhaps you were referencing, is the long history of poverty and hunger over many, many centuries in China. Do you think there's a link there between that need and the need also to fill up the stomach, as you said?
Of course, definitely. You know, we are saying, you know, hunger stimulates your imagination, so you have to learn how to eat everything. But in the same time, you have the monarchy, the kingdom, they eat the best of the best, you know. Both cuisine develop, you know. The noble cuisine and the casual cuisine for the peasant, you know. Same like in Italy.
Please give a warm welcome for James Chow.
I'm James Chow, host of The China Current, with a glimpse into tomorrow's world and stories about the human experience everywhere.